Hi there, it's Monday, and that means one thing for me. It's time to start making some plans. So let's get cracky. Hi, I'm Christine, the Gemini Stitcher, and welcome to my new sewing location. Yes, I've moved out of the shack. For one reason, I was getting fed up of sitting in the cold and the damp out there. And I do have a lower back issue, so I have to be careful with the cold. So I know it's only August still, but in rainy Lancashire, it is definitely time to move inside. So in the winter months, I move into my dressing room. Sounds posh, doesn't it? But it is just a spare bedroom where I have all my wardrobes and all my clothes. So I've tidied up, and in one corner, surely you can't see the overlocker, it's over there. So I put a temporary table up in my dressing room so that I can look out of the window in the winter months and carry on sewing. So all my fabrics and all my patterns, etc., are still in the shack, all tucked away. And what I do is in the winter, plan what I'm going to make for the next few weeks, go out there, get everything cut out, and bring them in project bags to work my way through so that hopefully I don't have to go out to the shack very often. So, because I've been rearranging my sewing area and give the shack a good tidy up for the winter before I shut it up, my sewing has seriously slowed down this week. Something had to give. I've done lots of sewing related things, but not very much sewing. So before we start chatting about what I've been up to last week and what my plans are going forward, let's do the small sewing channel shout out. Now, every week, Sam, Sequin Girly Creates, has a fabulous channel. So I'll put the link below, pop over and have a look at Sam and myself. Do a small channel shout out, which is a sewing channel that is about 2,000 or less subscribers. The idea is that we raise awareness of small sewing channels like ourselves and try and give YouTube a run for its money. So this week's small channel shout out is Stitch and Style by Nadia. Nadia is from the northwest of England, like myself. I've been following her for a while. She does some stunning makes and I love watching her channel, so go and give her a watch. I'm excited as well because Nadia is also coming to my next sewing social on the 6th of September. So I'm super excited to meet Nadia in the flesh, so to speak, and hopefully we'll get some sewing done. But you never know, once us YouTubers get chatting, there is no stopping us, is there? So that's my small channel shout out this week. Go and have a look at Nadia's YouTube channel and give her a subscribe and a like and follow her. So the next thing that we're going to chat about is my gadget of the week. Last week I started doing or recommending a gadget that I use a lot or that I have found and hope to make everybody's sewing life easier. Now, this week's gadget is one that a lot of you will probably already have. So I'm not apologising because it's new to me. Now, when we come into the winter months, or we start planning our autumn and winter wardrobe, we start sewing with more bulky, thicker fabrics. So I've invested in one of these little babies to make it easier. It arrived yesterday and I've not opened it yet, and it is a bulky hem seam aid. This is the hemline one, or a lot of people call them a hump jumper. Now, I've not used it yet, but probably will be doing today. So I will possibly let you know next week how I've got on with it and whether it's any better than my usual trick of rolling a little bit of fabric up. If you don't know what one is, which a lot of you will, I know, but we'll explain it anyway. When you're dealing with lots of layers of bulky fabric and you come from a thin layer to a thick layer where a lot of seams join, your sewing machine can struggle to get over it. So what I've done in the past is roll some fabric up, raise the foot, put it underneath the foot at the back to help it get over the hump, hence hump jumper. But this little gadget is meant to do it for you. So no scratching around for bits of fabric anymore, hopefully. I will pop the link below in the description. So if you want to go and have a look and get yourself one of these little babies, do. I think it was £3, something like that. So hopefully it's going to make my winter sewing a lot easier. Confession time. Because I've been tidying the shack and shutting it up for the winter and moving everything inside that I need, my sewing has obviously taken a back seat this week. I have made something. I have not made the gel dress. That is gonna have to go in my to-do pile. Well, is in my to-do pile, which I'll explain in a minute. But the things that I have made, now I did show one of these on my first Friday sews. So if you didn't see my Friday sews, go and have a look. It tells you a little bit more about me as a person. Anyway, I have made 2 of these. One is for me. This one with the clips on that's not quite finished is mine. And this one is part of the raffle prize for the Sewing Social on the 6th of September. So what are they? That one down that's not finished. It's basically, falling on the floor. These come as a printed panel from Flamingo Fabrics. And you can get them on a cotton base or on a canvas base. And I think there's another thing. I can't remember. Anyway, I think there are 3 types of fabric base that you can choose. And they print to order, so they take about 10 days to arrive. But boy, are they worth it. How gorgeous is that vintage sewing machine in those bright colours? So I got these done on cotton fabric and I've made them into, oh look at that across the top, a craft bag or a sewing project bag. So they've got a handle on the top, the quilted panel on the front with the binding, and then a zip opening and loads of room inside to put your sewing project. So I'm going to be using mine to keep my sewing project that I'm taking to my socials all nice and tidy in a snazzy bag. And somebody who comes to our sewing social on the 6th of September is going to get this one because we do a raffle draw and this is going to be part of the raffle prize. So I hope I've not spoiled the surprise for anybody. And that's all I've made this week. Now, it's not because people come on and say, oh, I haven't made anything, I've lost my sojo. I've not lost my sojo. I just had to bring everything inside, tidy everything up, adjust my makes and plans because of the weather. I had 2 or 3 summer things that I wanted to do, or I thought I wanted to do, and I put those in my August plans. Obviously, when I planned them at the beginning of August, the weather was a lot nicer. It's definitely got a chill in the air now. So I'm moving more over to my autumn plans. So how am I going to do this? Well, because I don't want to keep going out to my shack, not when it's raining and cold, I've cut my projects out that I want to make probably up to the end of September, if I'm honest. And I'll run through them with you now because they're all cut out. They're all looking down there because they're all stacked up under my sewing table, ready to make up. So, shall we go through them? This is the first thing. Now, before I show it you, if you don't know already, I've started doing a Waste Not Wednesday video. And last Wednesday was layering garments from free patterns for the autumn. And this is one of the garments that I found. And I think I'm going to make this an awful lot because there are a lot of options. It's the Harper Cardigan from Sinclair Patterns, and I'm going to whiz up some different images because there are lots of inspo images on their website which are really working with me and getting my brain matter getting my brain going on what fabrics I've got in my stash that I can recreate these garments with. And the first one that I've got is this French cherry, striped and white. Now, I go away at the end of September, so I'm making the short version. Just get a bigger piece of it out, and then you can see the fabric. This is the offcuts. So I'm going to make the short version of the Sinclair, and I'm going to do the main body because I like playing with stripes. The main body and the sleeves are going to go that way because vertical stripes are more slimming, apparently. And then the pockets have been cut out the other way. So then the pockets on the front are going to go that way, just so they stand out, and I've not got to line them up. So that's the Sinclair. You can do it in a short cropped, which is that one, a standard, a long, and a duster length. And I quite like the duster length, if I'm honest, for the depths of winter. So watch this space. But that's the one I've got cut out as project number 1. Project number 2, you've seen this before. It is the drill dress, and I am going to make it because I go away at the end of September and I want to take it with me because it's being made in this super bright Ankara fabric. If you've not seen the gel dress, I'll pop some images up as I'm talking. So it's going to be made in that. It's all cut out, but I wanted a contrasting binding for the gel. So I had to get, I know I'm not buying fabric, but I went down to Abercarn's yesterday and I got this for £2.60 something. So, you know, and it's a plain fabric. And I would have had to buy binding anyway. Stop convincing myself. I bought fabric, but I only paid £2 odd for it. So, bag's falling. So the main part of the gel, and this is part of the reason why I hadn't started making it, because I couldn't find any fabric in my stash to do the binding, and that's one of the first things that you've got to do. I've got it now. So the dress is going to be in that, and the binding is going to be in the yellow. And I can't wait. So that's getting made up. Might make a start on it this week. Not promising. Because I've said that before and then let myself down. And I'm not putting myself under pressure. So one of these projects I'm showing you now will be made this week. That's my promise. So that's project number 2. Project 3, which I've already made a start on, is the Catch Caddy that I'm doing as the collab with Adele from Sew for Serenity. So if you've not seen it, I'm making it in that fabric. and all will be revealed. I think we're planning on the Friday sews a week on Friday. So I better get cracking with that. But I'm not showing you any more of it, but that is definitely, itchy nose, in the process of being made. Project bag number 4. What have we got in this one? You'll notice a few weeks ago that I made one of these Harlason crossbody bags, and I love it. So I'm making some more, possibly for Christmas gifts. So I might just keep them myself. Let me just pull out what I've got. So I've cut 2 of them out. Now the main body, one of them is going to be a bee themed. So it's going to be with bumblebees all over it. And the lining for that one is going to be, looks a bit honeycomby. So that's going to be the lining with the bees. And then the other one is going to have a gold leopard on this teal canvas fabric. I might be keeping this one. And the lining is going to be a little sneaky bit of my purple putty cap fabric. So they're the 2 Harlason bags, and they're the next project. This next one is another part of the Sewing Social prize. I've loved using my sewing project book, so somebody is going to get their own sewing project book to keep their sewing life in order. And I'm going to bind it like I have with mine in this fabric. And the stripy edging. So that is, I'll pop an image of my project book and then you can see what I'm talking about if you didn't see it the other week. So that is a project. A project book for a project. Stop it. Looks like there's a lot in there, but I've just put all the fabric that I'll need in the bag because I haven't cut it out yet. So that is, how many we are? Are we at 5? 1, 2. I'm looking down here because that's where I've dumped them all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Project 5. And then, last but not least, is a couple of sweatshirts for the winter. Because they are lightweight ones. I'm just fitting them all out, aren't I? Now, in the summer, I made the Jara sweatshirt, but I made the crop one with the tie, and I'll put an image of it up here, then you can see. But what I've cut out here for the winter is the longer one with the shaped hem and the high neck is what I'm making. I'm going to keep myself warm, aren't I? The first fabric I got from, where did I get this from? Pound Fabrics. And it's this beautiful, they're calling it dragon scales. Oh, how gorgeous is that going to be as a snuggly Jara long length top for the winter? I'll put an image of what I'm talking about and then you get an idea. But I will put the link for the pattern below, just in case, like me, you didn't have the Jara sweatshirt pattern. Crazy or what? And then the other one, just try and get it in the light, then you can see it's like a damsony purple with huge abstract splodges. I'm calling it's a bit leopard printy, isn't it? It's a bit animal printy, which is great for me. And oh, there we go. If I go back a bit, you can see it a bit better. So that's going to be the other one. And I got this from Gemini Stitches. It is a Ponte Roma fabric. So the other one is fleecy on the back. This is more like a standard jumper type fabric. I'll just show you. Oh no, this one is French terry. So they are both great autumn transitional tops. Not too heavy, but nice and warm. And that's it. So I'm not putting myself under pressure and saying, oh, I'm going to get all these done this week, like I have in the past, because I don't need to now. I am going on holiday, but I've got all my clothes sorted for Gran Canaria in September. So I'm just going to slow down, I think, a little bit. I've said it before, but I'm not putting myself under any pressure, and I'm going to work my way through those 6 projects, and hopefully I'll get one of them done a week. Get more, depends. But we'll see. And before I go, the last thing that I'm doing that I've not made a start on is I am taking part, and I am one of the vloggers, excited, for the Dress a Girl Around the World campaign, which is taking place in September. So I've got to get some little girls' dresses made up, ready for my calendarised vlog on the 11th of September. So that's going to be going on in the background as well. So I have got a lot on, really. Gonna get sewing, hadn't I? Right, I'm off to my sewing machine now. Me and Shirley have got a busy day ahead. So I will see you on Wednesday for the big reveal. Take care, everyone, and happy sewing.